The last tactic, and this is what we're all building to, right? This is the goal of the entire thing. Tactic 7 is describe the problem in their words. And I can't emphasize how important this is. And I want to circle back to dentists, chained to the chair. If I'm not working, I'm not making money. Those are their words, right? Those are their words. And it's really important to understand. My words, your number one asset is the present value of your future earnings. Those are different words, right? So if I had written an article that all it said was your number one asset is the present value of your future earnings, if that was the lead and that was how I never used those other words, it would have still been powerful, I think, because some of the dentists would have gotten out. I don't even know if they know present value, future value. Most people in the world don't necessarily resonate with those words, but I think they still would have been like, oh yeah, I understand. But it's nowhere near as powerful as, in talking to you, we understand one of the unique financial planning challenges that dentists face is that if they're not working, they're not making money, right? And in doing our research, we heard over and over from dentists who said, I feel chained to the chair for that very reason. In my language, the way we would describe that is, right, in financial terms, the way we might describe, turns out, I love the turns out phrase, turns out this is a common problem. And it's got a name. The way we would describe that in finance is the present value. Your number one asset is the present value of your future earnings. And every year you work, just by definition of there's one less year, the value of that asset's going down. Right? Now you can see how we're building. This is a little sort of bonus, right? We're seeing how we're building because we can say the solution, of course, to that is to build an asset that grows without your work, right? So, but the point here is we're describing the problem in their words because it's so massively powerful. People, and they will say the thing to you, which the thing is, as they're reading it, pretending this is the artifact, they're going to say, how did you know this? Right? They're going to hear their own voice. He or she gets me. They feel heard. They feel seen. They feel understood. And let me give you an example from Adam Schmela. Adam runs a financial planning firm where he focuses exclusively on optometrists, so eye doctors. And you don't even need to read anything. If you go to Adam's website, you don't even need to read anything because there's a picture of eyeglasses on the front of his website, right? But he used the term, I'm going to just look at my notes real quick. I know you're looking at your financial plan myopically, right? And using the term myopically, because he works with optometrists, right? That term would have resonance with entrepreneurs, but not nearly the resonance it has with optometrists. The client thinks immediately, this is different. Adam gets me because we're using their words. Dentists knew I got them when I used the word chained, unchained, or chained to the chair, right? Entrepreneurs knew I understood what they were thinking when I said, look, I know you want to keep playing the game because it's in your blood, but I know you've also been thinking about the need to have money to protect the money you promised your spouse you would never lose. Throw it over the wall so that you can continue to do your thing over here without seeing, look, it's just happening, right? Without having to worry about ever seeing the eviction notice on the front door again. Come on, right? So that's what we're doing. This whole thing's been building to this idea, right? Now, we haven't talked about the artifacts yet. I mean, I know I've sprinkled it throughout here. We're going to get deep in the artifacts, but of course, you can't develop an artifact until you have the research, the quote unquote, I don't love the term, but the content to create the artifact. And so tactic 7 is sort of the culmination of all that work where we're going to describe the problem in their words. Now, the reason it's important to know this tactic before you do interview 1 is this is all you're looking for, right? Getting curious, looking for themes, noticing commonalities, developing themes further. The point of all of that is to nail the problem in their words. So tactic 7, describe the problem in their words. Look, I'm so excited. Like I was going to wrap there, but I just have to tell you, the power of this cannot be understated. People, and I'm going to point out the window again, right? Like out there. The people out there need you. And the only reason they're going to know that they need you versus some other joker, right? Some fake financial advisor, is because you speak to them. Their only reason you're going to stand, the only way you can't, there's nothing you can put on your website. There's no image, right? Well, no commonly used image. Adam used eyeglasses, that works, right? But you can't just put a lighthouse or a compass or a couple holding hands walking on the beach or a sailboat on your website anymore, right? We can't say you can trust me. What can we say? We can make it super clear, super quickly that we're relevant in somebody's life. The only way to be relevant in someone's life is to not be relevant in everyone's, right? Everyone doesn't exist. Someone does. And so the fastest way to get there is to get really clear about who it's for and then nail their problem. Understand that you are not in the solutions business. You're in the problem understanding business. So we want to nail that problem in their words as fast as possible, right? And by as fast as possible, I simply mean we want them to understand we've nailed the problem as fast as possible. So in the first sentence or two is what we're going to get to, right? So don't shortcut this. But believe me, this shouldn't take you long, right? Doing 10 interviews will not take you long if you're not scared to do it. Just do it, get it done, and be looking from the beginning to describe their problems in their words. Thanks. Greetings, Carl Richards here. The video you just watched was just a few minutes of the more than 15 hours of instruction that I've included in the School of Advice. Now, I know that there are courses and workshops and classes that you can get on how to be a better financial advisor, right? How to use a spreadsheet and a calculator. That is not what the School of Advice is about. What there isn't almost any of, I couldn't find anywhere, frankly, is how to communicate at each stage of a client relationship. How do we communicate clearly in our marketing efforts to demonstrate our value, right? How do we have an amazing first and second meeting? How do we convert existing clients to a new and better way? And then how do we keep clients happy for life? That's what we cover in the School of Advice. Now, if you're interested in seeing more of what's on the inside of the School of Advice, including the practical guides, loads and loads of specific tactical advice, and even word-for-word scripting, just tell me where to send your invitation below.